everybody, welcome back. My name's Mike and this is the Northeast Nerfer. Tonight's video is going to be a modification guide, and an unexpected one at that. I'm going to be modifying the Nerf and Strike Elite Triad. That's right, a Triad. I thought I had modified all the Triads I was ever going to modify for all my office warfares that I have most days at work at break time. I got this one in a bundle deal when I bought some other blasters and whatnot. And I think I like the color scheme better.
Colors make everything beautiful.
My current Triad is the white and blue scheme. If you happen to notice over here, you'll see up on my shelf there, a lot of my Nerf happens to be the Nerf and Strike Elite in the blue series, which I tend to really dig. So we're going to give you a modification guide on this bad boy, and we'll improve the spring, remove the air restrictor, that type of stuff, and we'll do before and after footage on the Chronograph, giving you the FPS and all that happy jazz. So let's get to it. Alright, as you can see, we're here with the Nerf and Strike Elite Triad EX3. We're going to do simple modification. We're going to remove your pegs down inside there. Can't see because it's too dark, but believe me, there's dart post pegs in there. We're going to remove them and the footing that they stand on, but we're going to leave the air restrictors in, otherwise you're going to have yourself a shotgun where all three shoot at the same time. And we're going to improve the seal with a little bit of Teflon tape, and we're going to put a stronger spring in. And we're going to twist this.
Come on, let's twist again, like we did last summer.
And grind off one of these just because it tends to hit my hand the way it is set up now. So, let's have at it. First off, we'll take a little screwdriver, flathead screwdriver of some sort, and you're going to want to pry off this lid. I've already started, but I wanted you guys to see exactly what I was talking about. Be careful because you don't want to snap anything off. Okay, once you get the cap off, you've got a screw here you're going to want to remove. Then we're going to do the same kind of thing. And we're going to pry out along this line here. When you get in there, ooh, careful, you don't want to damage it. There we go, get under there. I recommend trying to do that in multiple spots. A little screwdriver action just gets it started a little bit. There we go. See, twist it like a screwdriver. You start to get some separation, and this thing will come right out. Just patience is a virtue. And there is your whole mech. Now that we've got that out, basically we're going to leave the air restrictors in, so you don't want to cut these little white feet. What we're going to do is we're going to take a pair of cutters, we're going to come in here. A lot of people chop off the post first. I'm just going to take the whole webbing and everything out all together here, all in one shot. And like I said, be careful not to cut those white feet on your air restrictors because they make it fire one after the other. There we are. So you get the whole webbing and the post out in one shot. Do it again 2 more times. I'll go back and clean up the nubs after, when I have a little more space to get in there. There is a total of 6 cuts you have to make on each one to get the post out. Alright, so there are all 3 dart posts, and now if you want to put Stephens in it or whatever, you can. I'm going to go in and clean up the edges just a little bit, just because I'm a bit of a neat freak. I like to get as much airflow through as possible, all the while being careful not to mess up your air restrictors. And we'll do the last one. Again, this is just me being a neat freak or perfectionist or whatever you want to call it. Our pegs are all removed along with the web footing. So now our air restrictor mech is all set. We're going to take this and we're going to pop it back inside, making sure to line up the top with the top. Put our screw back in. Making sure it's snug. The cap back on. Alright, that takes care of the posts. Now we're going to do the plunger and spring. You want to make sure you hold the base on, because the spring may make it come popping out at you. But where this is stock, probably not. There is our plunger system. We're going to take the screw out of the top here, take our plunger head off. And there is our stock Triad spring. I have another Triad that has two of these springs stacked on each other, which I got from some scrap pile at work, and that seemed to give my white Triad a plus 10 FPS rating on it. But I still think that I'm going to get more out of one of these. So I'm going to try one of them and put the stock one aside. I like to turn this for priming, because when it's this way, which I don't know if it's the medium size of my hands, but this tends to hit the base of my hand sometimes. So that, and it feels a little more natural to prime it this way. The only problem with that is this back post needs to go. I normally cut it off, grind it off with my Dremel, whatnot. But since this is a blue Triad, I have a base plate from a white Triad that I've already modified and have cut it off. So I'm going to use this blue plate to save me the trouble, but also because it's going to add a little more blue to the finished look of this blaster, and I dig the blue, hence why I'm redoing this one. We're going to take the prime handle and we're going to put it in the new position. We're going to take a new spring and push it on top. We're going to take our plunger head and push it on top here. And we're going to reinstall our screw. It feels pretty powerful. We'll see how it works when we go put it over the chronograph. Now I'm going to take the rubber grommet off, the O-ring. We're going to take our Teflon tape and put 2 wraps around there to give it a better seal. I've seen a million people do this. I'm sure you have too. I know I'm a little behind the ball, but hey, this is my hobby and I'm enjoying it, so.
It's my party and I'll cry if I want to.
A lot of people care about overlap. I haven't noticed it being a real problem. Then I'm going to put our O-ring back over that. Should give us a little snugger fit. We're going to take some of our white lithium grease, a little on our finger. We'll put a little on the inside of the tube. There we go. I'm going to put a little around the O-ring head. 1 for seal, 2 for, easier prime. We take our new plunger system, pull back on the trigger to help us get it in. Oh, yeah. That feels beefy. So you're going to have to push it down with any new spring and hold it in place while you put your screws in, obviously. So we get a couple diagonal from each other. And that'll hold it in well enough so we can get the last two screws in without having to hold the face down. Probably should have checked to see if it catches. I suspect it will. If you put too strong of a spring in here, it won't catch without some catch assist. Which, there is another Nerfer out there who has put a 10 kilogram spring, retaliator spring in here. Sounds beefy. Catches. Feels like it's got power when you shoot it. So, that is how you modify a Nerf and Strike Elite Triad EX3. Here we are with the Chronograph getting ready to test our Triad for pre and post FPS performance. So since I didn't have the forethought to get us FPS before my modification on the blue Triad, I will have to use the white Triad in stock form to get our baseline performance. Here we go. I'm going to run 2 sets through each one. This is the stock and Strike Elite Triad. First shot. 58 out of the first chamber. 52 out of the second chamber. 47 out of the third. 61. 45. 51. Alright, that is 2 sets with the stock Triad. Here we are with the modified Triad. First set. 90. First chamber. 70, second chamber. 77, third chamber. Second set. 89. 75. 76. As you can see, guys, the stock Triad was getting up to 60 FPS out of the bottom barrel and lower out of the top two with the increased dead space. This Triad does have its posts removed and the web footing at the bottom, as well as the modified Triad does, but the modified Triad also has an increased spring in here. And we saw that the modified Triad was hitting up to 90 FPS out of the bottom chamber and in the 70s at the top too. So we've jumped up to 30 FPS better with the improved spring in this Triad. And where I use it every day in my office warfare, I definitely want that. We're averaging 80 FPS now anyway, so that makes me pretty happy. Being a little bit above the elite average is very good. With that said, we're going to go downstairs and see what the ranges are with both of these. We are going to do some range tests here for you. We're going to start with the stock Nerf Elite Triad. We're at 50 feet, 49.5 feet, whatever, to that back door on the porch. We're going to do 6 shots with this one, and then we'll do 6 shots with the modified one. Obviously 2 of those dove to the right. Ooh, that one made it the full 50 feet. Just barely. Oh, almost 40. We had one go out to the 50-foot mark, a couple go to the 30-foot mark, a couple go to the 40-foot, so safe to say you're going to get on average about 40 feet. You might get the occasional 50-footer out of the first chamber. Now, we're going to take 6 shots with the modified. Ooh, that easily hit the 50. Another one out to the 50. That one just shy. Out to the 50 again. Another one out to the 50. Another one that would have made it to the 50. As you can see, we can consistently hit 50, 55 feet with the modified Nerf Elite Triad, gaining a minimum of 10 to 15 FPS with a max of up to 30 FPS, and gaining 10 to 15 feet of range. Well, that's it, guys. That's the modification guide to the Nerf N-Strike Elite Triad EX3. I'll put links in the description so you can find some of the aftermarket springs and stuff like that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. And if you did, hit that like button. Consider subscribing. Don't forget to bash the bell button so you don't miss a single video. And as always, Nerf on and be safe.